Welcome to another edition of the Popular Stand here with me, Ohene Bampobinya. This is brought to you by Betika, playing champions. And of course, we're champions seated to give you nothing but the best in sports debate. Yes, we've got another big one, a bit controversial, but yes, of course, we have our take on the said topic on the Popular Stand. My name is Ohene Bampobinya. I'm here with my usual partner in crime, Isaac Asempa. Today, our topic is very simple, but very complicated. The head coach of the senior national team, the Black Stars, Coach Otto Addo, released his 26-man squad to play in a double-header in the World Cup qualifier against Mali and Central African Republic. What was it, take away from that press conference was not the players he called, but also the fact that he did not, invite the captain of the side, Dede Ayew, who is one of the longest-serving players with the Black Stars, and he played, for the Black Stars in the last 17 years. His first call-up was in 2007, and he's been in there till this very call-up. Some are very disappointed that the captain is not in the squad based on his form for his club side, in the French Ligue 1. Scored 5 goals. And if you see the quality of goals he scored getting to the end of the season, one would wonder why he is not in the team. Is it truly based on form or based on other matters? Indeed, the coach indicated that he has had a conversation with the captain, even though he did not agree to the fact that he's been dropped. Coach says he respects him a lot. But do you agree that Dede Ayew should be dropped in this team? I completely disagree. I think that we, as a country, are a walking contradiction, and nobody can convince me otherwise. I believe strongly that our standards are, so upside down that we become a laughing stock. So I'll give a typical example. We've called Dede Ayew or invited him to the national team when he didn't even have a club. When he did not have a club, we invited him. So on what basis are you saying that you are not inviting him for this double header? Some have argued that the coach is planning for the future. There's nothing like future in football. The future is now, current, present, what you are doing now. Because that's what you'll be judged by. You are as good as your last job. So there's nothing like building for the future. The future is now. You can actually build for the future and still be very competitive and win stuff. If the day you can give you 5 minutes of international football, I would pick that. If I look to the 26-man squad invited by Coach Otto Addo, there is no single big match player than Dede Ayew. Show me one, and I will not be on the show again. Show me one player, one, who has come through for this country more than Dede Ayew. At the World Cup level, at the AFCON level, as we speak, Dede has scored more goals at the AFCON than any Ghanaian alive. Dead or alive, I mean. People try to go into the politics of it. Oh, today is a distraction. Today is this. These are all hearsays. It's a typical Ghanaian tactics, inferior communist tactics, giving a dog a bad name and hanging it. Giving a dog a bad name and hanging it. People have said, oh, we went to Cote d'Ivoire and he caused a penalty. Seriously? Seriously? Because a player caused a penalty, his doom, his international career is over? No! So should I also recount the number of times he's come through for the country by putting out top class 24 karat good performances for the national team? Go back to that 2010 World Cup as a young boy. His performance that earned him one of the best young players at that World Cup. Go and check. I can catalog games where Dede Ayew single-handedly has bailed Ghana out of jail. We do not honor our heroes, and that's for me the disrespect I do not want to even hear. Sadly, it is coming from somebody who was also playing national team before. I don't want to go there, but if you provoke me, I would say the Otto Addo who is now saying that he will not go there, what is his performance for the national team as a player? What has he done for the national team? What has he, as a coach, when he was a player, what has he done for the national team? What Dede Ayew has done for Ghana, Otto Addo will never be able to achieve that. So you give the player what is due him, respect. Absolute respect. You see, if you drop Dede Ayew and you called someone better, listen to me carefully. If you drop Dede Ayew and you call someone better, I would also, okay, like for like, but go to the squad. Check the ringers and the midfielders. Go to the squad. The forwards and go to the squad. Who? We saw them at the AFCON. If Dede Ayew caused a penalty, we saw players who were even giving back pass for us to lose games or draw games. Are they not still in the national team? Are they not still in the national team? So I you see, I'm struggling to understand why. What should Dede Ayew do again to be invited to the national team? Some say he's old, 35, 30, 36 years. By the performance of the day in the first league, you have 20-year-old players in Europe who cannot match it. You have players playing in Europe, Ghanaian players who cannot match what Dede Ayew has done. So on what basis? If it's not mere fact that he's been there for a long time, so he's earned enemies or he's gotten enemies. What else? You can't argue on numbers. And football is a tangible sport. Numbers, data speaks volumes. I end my case.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
I think the FA must build a statue for Otto Addo, either in front of the GFA headquarters or in front of the transport stadium.
Who must be what?
We must build a statue for Otto Addo for this singular decision. You see,
We must use that movement to build statue for Otto Addo for dropping our captain.
we must build, you see, it must be a national consensus. We must build that consensus, and I'll start that advocacy from this show. We've always wanted to drop the Ayew. We've not had the balls to drop the Ayew. All the coaches, for years, all the coaches have wanted to drop the Ayew. They didn't have the balls. We needed someone with balls to drop the Ayew. Then comes Otto Addo. Went to the Ayew's house in France. Met him at Marseille. The day, come here. I'm not calling you again. As long as I remain Black Stars coach, you are done. I have a 2.5-year contract. Note that in the next 2.5 years, you are not coming to the Black Stars. The next 2.5 years is after the Poverty Alleviation World Cup.
Which World Cup is the Poverty Alleviation World Cup?
The 2026 World Cup.
Mexico, Canada, US.
It's the Poverty Alleviation World Cup. That's why Ghana must there at all costs. Because we must send supporters there so to alleviate the poverty of Ghanaians. It's an operation. 1 million supporters to the World Cup, the Poverty Alleviation World Cup. So it's all hands on deck. To qualify for that World Cup, we need to sacrifice some people. Distractions in the team, we need to sacrifice them. See, look, I don't know how people are looking at this World Cup. This is not what this is one factory. This is not one visit, $1 million. This is 1 million Ghanaians who are coming to change the lives of their families. So we cannot sit down for a few players to distract our progress. It's a national assignment. It's a communal labor. So, see, Dede Ayew, we all love Dede Ayew. But Dede is not true to himself. And the people around Dede are not true to him. He hasn't got good friends. And you see, let me be blunt with Dede. Even his family people don't like him. Yes, see, let me tell you one thing. Do you know, in choosing your friends, choose people who can look you in the face and tell you, don't go here. Don't go here. They will be both tell you. Not those who do yodium. They know that what you are going is not good. You go and fall into a pit, but they will tell you, go. They go and fall into the problem. And when you follow them, do you know that these same people who are doing the day you are the same who are calling the day and we're going to ask what they are doing to you? Do you know they started calling him and sending him videos? That is what they are doing to you. Instead of them to have told the day that Charlie did it. See, this is how we committed to our friend Charlie. Dede, when you play for Black Stars, but I know easy. Where are the guy from 2008, 2010 work out the ball you play, Charlie? I mean, to take 50 I mean, Dede Ayew himself the top scorer for AFCON. Yeah, Dede, Charlie, you play for Black Stars, so hey, by the night chop. Now it is time for you to move on, Dede. And this is how you speak to your friend, Charlie. Like I can see that the mood in the room is not good. So it is time for you to retire from the national team. Honorably. Otherwise, you'll be pushed out. If the day is what they say in Bajumba, you can give me the English word for it, Bajumba. If it's reasonable, he will sit down and analyze and scrutinize and see that, look, what you are telling me is true. But these people will not be bold to tell the Dede Ayew. Because probably that's where they feed off. And you see, so the followers are mostly a reflection of the leader. So most of them, they sway towards what the leader believes in. So if the leader is someone who always gives you that vibe of telling me I go play or me I still go play, they cannot be bold. And those who are not good friends. I'll tell you the day in the face that the place you can't chop on. The Black Stars, you are about to be pushed out. I'm surprised that they didn't see that his end was after the AFCON. It was after the AFCON. See, he couldn't have done anything more. There's nothing more he can do. Look, the day can score 100 goals for the half. But he's been disastrous for the Black Stars in the last 4 years. He's been disastrous for the Black Stars. And you see, you don't have to erode the gains you have made in the past with symbolic performances getting to the end of your career. That is why the end is always important than the beginning. So there's a basic rule in comedy. You can write 10 jokes you want to tell on stage. You have arranged them. Probably the last 3 are, to you, your best jokes. First, second, third, you come to the 7th one and everyone is on the floor laughing. That's you leave the stage. Forget about the last 3. You know that for you, your best 3 jokes are left to. But when you get to the 7th joke and realize that the whole room, everyone is on the floor laughing. As a good comedian, that is when you have to leave the stage.
This is football. This is not comedy. We are talking about life and football, not comedy, my friend.
Life and that rule is a basic rule in life. That rule of comedians is a basic rule in life that you leave the stage when the applause is loudest. Even if it's not the loudest, when it is loud enough, that's when you leave the stage. Because you can be a comedian on stage, you say nobody will laugh. Tell you nobody will laugh. You will laugh, you will say, leave the stage, disgraced. Dede Ayew. See, if after the World Cup you should have retired, say, okay, let's go to the AFCON, let's push it to the AFCON so that you get your 8th AFCON set a record. What else do you want in this world? What does Dede want in this world?
He wants to help his motherland. He wants to help his country. He wants to play and help. The only thing he knows how to do is to play football. He has the commitment. And see, the day since 2007 has never turned his back on the national team.
But 2013 turned his back on us. Because Jordan was not called for the AFCON, so he also didn't go for the AFCON.
No, it's family solidarity. It's family solidarity.
You remember that? Yes, I could happen. Even at that point, he even retired from
yes, he retired. And he came back.
Temporarily retired from the national team and he came back. You see, me, everybody knows that I love him to a fault. And I'm just sad that he's been disgraced because he doesn't see the signs. You see, Dede's first bad move was when he left Saudi to Nottingham Forest. When he left Saudi to Nottingham Forest, that was his first bad move. That was when I realized that Dede was not willing to leave the Black Stars. Do you know why he left Saudi to Nottingham Forest? Because at that time, people were criticizing him that, Black Stars captain Bobo Kata. And for Bobo Black Stars captain Bobo Kata. So for him, he wanted to come and prove that he could still play in a top league. So he spoke to Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper loves Dede. You know what Dede can do for him. Dede has told you several times. So he thought Dede was coming to help. Because Dede was in good form in Qatar. Good goal scoring from Nkata. But they forgot that he was coming to a team that was struggling, a team that wanted to get out of relegation. So the demand to be greater than what he had in Qatar. What was the performance at Nottingham Forest? Disaster in the last few games. He wasn't even getting to play. When he got a chance to score a penalty for a late penalty for them and he missed that penalty, since then, that was the end of the day at Nottingham Forest. So it was a very bad decision. I spoke to someone very close to him and said, look, you guys made a bad decision by letting Dede leave Qatar for UK. And he said, oh, yeah, they wanted to prove, if he had gotten it right, he would have said, okay, fine. Then Dede goes to France. That is his stock in trade. You know what he can do in France, for France. But the fact is that for the national team, the day is finished. The day is finished. And you see, when you are playing football, and the spirit, we have the gods of football, right? And the spirit of the nation is not behind you. Whatever you do will not succeed. And the mood in the room, if I say the mood in the room, the mood amongst Ghanaians, a lot of Ghanaians is that they feel that mentally the day is finished. So they don't even want to see him in the team. So when the day is in the team, some are even praying. The Ghanaians are praying that the day will do something bad so that they can get the chance to get him out to the team. You, the day, we outside, we have seen that your time is due. You yourself don't see that your time is due. You want to be disgraced. Now you are in disgrace. The day can never be called this team based on any reason. The only reason you will appeal that the day is called for the next call-up is that you want him to retire. So the next call-up, you will call him. So that it doesn't look like he retired because of not being called like happened to Asamoah. So you call the day. The day will be called the next call-up and finish playing those games. Then honorably, he tells us that he has officially retired. So that it will be like he retired on the high. Because that game will let him play 2 minutes. When he finishes, he will thank everybody, hold a press conference, put money in the envelope, share it to the press there. And then he retires beautifully. That's the best you can do for the day.
We want to leave the stage when the applause is high, as Asempa earlier said. So hit us with your comments, whether you agree with me or disagree with Asempa on our social media handles. Don't forget, this was a popular stand. We'll be back again next time.